In Central Illinois is home to great music acts, and we're all excited that more live concerts are taking place once again. Zooming with us today on our virtual CI stage before he and his band perform at the Decatur Public Library tomorrow evening is New York saxophonist Daniel Benett. Daniel, thank you for being with us this afternoon.
It's great to be here, Heather. Thanks for having me.
So you just actually landed in Chicago before heading down south here to Decatur for your show tomorrow. So tell me a little bit about your career as a saxophonist.
Well, I'm a freelance saxophonist and band leader here in New York City. Well, now I'm in Chicago this week. I'm also the associate director of the New York Jazz Academy in Times Square, so never a dull moment. I do a lot of touring. I do over 100 tour dates a year, and thankfully this summer the band has been back out on the road. We have a new album out called New York Nerve, so we're traveling and promoting and hitting the trail. It's good to be back.
Okay, your music is described as modern jazz, surf rock, and avant pop. Is that pretty accurate?
You know, I tell people, it's really up to the audience to describe the sound. I'm terrible at describing my music, but I think that's a pretty good description. It's very light. It's elements of folk music, minimalism like Steve Reich and Philip Glass, mixed with kind of almost a Brian Wilson kind of pop aesthetic. And I'm really into new wave music, music of the Smiths, Depeche Mode, The Cure. So there's a lot of elements going on.
A lot of musicians were struggling during the pandemic, and we're trying to get out of that wave right now. How did COVID affect you?
Yeah, well, my group had just finished our London album release right before the shutdown. We were at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club in London playing at the London Jazz Festival. We did that show. We came home. We were able to do our New York album release at the Blue Note in New York City, and a week later, everything went dark. But for me, I never stopped. I just jumped right in head first and kept playing, kept composing. A lot of the venues in New York City had outdoor music. So I was performing every night at clubs that were outdoors, literally standing under heat lamps in the cold. My drummer and I had a very successful live stream show that we did every week. So like every musician, I just jumped into fix-it mode. I was writing blogs for Bandzoogle, which is a great web design company talking about the music world and how creative people can push through the pandemic. So I just jumped into finding all the creative strategies that I could.
Yeah, it sounds like you tried to make the best out of a difficult situation. Well, coming up tomorrow evening, earlier we visited with our friends at the Decatur Public Library and learned a little bit about your visit. So why don't you kind of reiterate what's happening tomorrow night at the Decatur Public Library?
Yeah, expect the unexpected. I'm traveling with, there's three of us in the group. Coco Bermejo, my drummer, also plays keyboard. So he'll play keyboard and drums simultaneously. He's like the bionic man. It's crazy. And then Kevin Haley on electric bass. He's incredible. And the music is going to shift all over the place between our own original compositions, some spontaneous folk melodies, elements of fusion, rock, all points in between. We take song requests. We like to get to know the audience. It's a fun, dynamic show. And it's different every single night.
All right, and it's happening tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. at the Decatur Public Library, free. Would you say this is family friendly? Just bring the whole fam?
Absolutely, family friendly, and we're just excited to play. We do a lot of educational clinics, so we love having young kids come out and check out the music. So, yeah, all ages.
All right, well, safe travels as you head down to Decatur, and we hope you enjoy your time here in Central Illinois.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. For more information on the Daniel Benett Group, maybe his CD launch that he is getting ready to release, as well as how you can connect with him on his website and Instagram, and his performance happening tomorrow night at 6:30 at the Decatur Public Library, we'll have all that information at ciliving.tv.